Hello everyone, thank you for tuning in for today's sharing on why the rich are buying luxury properties in Singapore. So this is a slide that shows that many renowned people have parked their money here and they have bought luxury homes even over the past year. So for instance, I think this is someone that we all know, James Dyson. He has come to Singapore, set up I think his headquarters here and moved his operations here in Singapore. And he himself has also bought a few properties in Singapore, including this one, rumored, I think 45 million Bukit Timah bungalow, and another one looking at a very luxurious property here. Then another person that we all know, Jack Ma, again rumored that he is building a massive bungalow in Singapore. And of course, this one, Donnie Yen, is one of the Hong Kong superstar who has come here. So these are some of the headlines that has grabbed the attention of even investors overseas or even journalists who are very curious to know why people want to buy properties in Singapore. And we know that Singapore is one of the more popular countries where many people have parked their money here. Okay, so why are people buying luxury homes in Singapore? There could be a few reasons. Okay, so one of them could be because some of these investors are thinking that perhaps now is a window of opportunity. So what does it mean by window of opportunity? We know that for these luxury homes, normally these land parcels are not sold by the government, and usually it's through en bloc process or collective sales. So what does it mean by collective sales? It means that developers will buy the older properties and then demolish them, redevelop them into new homes. And usually this kind of one whole trench of all these luxury homes will be released in cycles. So for instance, the last cycle, if you look down here, this chart shows us the number of units that has been launched every year, luxury homes that have been launched, and the take-up rate for per year. And you can see that there has been quite a big increase down here from 2009 to perhaps about 2013. So these are the luxury homes that were sold or they were acquired during the last collective cycle that happened around 2006 to 2007. So you can see down here that after, usually it takes about 1 to 2 years for developers to rebuild them, and then after that to resell as well. So they will launch it around 2 years later. So that's when you see that there was an increase in terms of units launched down here. But after that, you can see that there was a hiatus from 2015 to about 2018. Down here, there are not many new luxury homes that have been launched. So this could be a reason why when the current collective sales cycle right now, where we are now, when new launches are being put into the market, you can see that the take-up is actually quite healthy. And this could be because there's a bit of pent-up demand down here. So what this means is that the en bloc cycle happens only every 10 to 12 years. So the last cycle was in 2006, and now this cycle is 2016 to 2018. And that's when you see many of these luxury homes are ready to be launched. So of course, some of the journalists were asking me, so what's the reason why super luxury homes are moving and wealthy people are buying? So my answer to them is that how many penthouses could there be, in one development? So many of these people who are very wealthy, they will want to buy the super penthouses or even the very large units, because these are called the trophy assets that they want to collect. And once they see the opportunity when luxury properties are being launched in the prime sector, they want to quickly buy one unit. So this can be seen, I think last month, one of our project, Copa and Newton, they released the penthouses, and straight away one of them was sold for almost $8 million. So you can see that that is where many of these wealthy investors, they see the opportunity where it is quite a rare chance that they can buy some of these penthouses, where this is called recycle. In a way they recycle in the market. Not very difficult to get freehold properties in this way. So they are seeing that this en bloc cycle right now, maybe they should quickly enter the market right now. Okay. Then what about the question where people are asked, new home supply may be increasing. There's been quite a lot of talk about it. So what's going to happen? But if we put things into perspective, we'll realize that the new home supply may be set to plunge after 2020, which is where we are right now. So if you look at here, down here, the yellow shows all the land parcels that have been sold from en bloc activities, and then after that, these are private acquisitions and GLS. So most of the time, luxury properties are either the land parcels are acquired from en bloc or from private acquisitions. So in 2017, if let's say you count the GLS as well, where most of the mass market and city fringe homes will be built, you realize that altogether 48 sites have been sold, and in 2018 as well. But this number has dropped drastically after 2018, which is down here. Last year, we only saw 4 en bloc deals, and the rest of them are from GLS, where usually luxury homes are not sold in this area here. So why is it that there was a drop? Is because of the cooling measures. So after the cooling measures, the collective sales cycle has almost come to an end, and we will not be seeing much en bloc activities moving forward. That's the reason why even for the first quarter of this year, we did not see any en bloc sites being sold. So this may indicate to us that yes, there could be an increase in supply from 2017 and 2018, but after that, there will potentially be a lack of new supply in the market, and that may mean that prices may start to trend up when there will be more demand than supply. Okay. Then what about in terms of rental potential? Because we know that some people, they buy luxury properties not just for capital appreciation. Some may be buying because they want to lease them out for the long term. So we will want to look at, how is the completion going on. So if you look at these are completed homes in the prime district. Again, district 1 and 2 are located in the central business district. And you realize that the luxury homes that has been completed over the last 2 years, it has been quite stable. In fact, even if you add in those under construction, even during all this period of time, it looks like there is the stock in the market did not really increase very significantly, and that goes for District 2 as well. So this could be one of the reasons why rental prices have been quite stable for the luxury market. And even for the other high-end districts as well, like District 9, District 10, and District 11, again, you can see that the stock in the market has not increased by quite a lot. Okay, so this may be the reason why, in terms of sales volume, it has been very strong. Because maybe from increase in employment, foreigners are still coming into Singapore, and with the supply that remains quite stable, you can see that rental volume is relatively quite resilient over the last 10 years, and even for occupancy rates as well. So if you look at occupancy rates for core central region, which is the orange line here, is very healthy at 93.1%. And this is one of the highest, I think, if you compare with the luxury properties around the region. Okay, so this shows that, if you want to buy a luxury home for rental, the chances of getting a tenant is also very high, because the rental market is very strong in Singapore. And what about, if you add in the upcoming supply? Just now we saw that in 2017, 2018, number of new homes may be launched. So even if we add in the new supply that'll be coming up down here, it shows that the grey and orange bar represents the mass market and rest of central region, which is the city fringe. You'll realize that even down here, most of the upcoming completions are not in the luxury segment. So, like for instance, like for this year, only 6% of the completions will be in the luxury segment, which after that it will increase to 12%, and then after it will plateau around 20%. And straight after that, you can see in 2024, there will be a big dip in terms of the number of expected completions because of the end of the en bloc cycle. So this shows that the completions for luxury homes is still relatively manageable, because if you compare, let's say example, the blue color bar down here is quite similar to what we have seen down here from 2015 all the way to 2018, which we already know that during that time occupancy is still very healthy. So that shows that in this manner, perhaps the rental market or even rental prices may continue to be supported. The other reason could be the high potential for capital appreciation. This is one chart that shows the URA price index, which indicates for us the price movement for private homes in Singapore. So you can see that for the last 30 years, prices of private homes in Singapore has been on the uptrend down here. And even though there were cases where prices had some dips, for instance, like global financial crisis or Asian financial crisis, or even SARS, you can see that the upcoming dips, the dips here, is still higher than the previous low. So this shows that, I think some of our friends were asking, do you think that prices right now, even if we are going to a recession, will correct to the level that we saw in 2008, which is down here? Not quite likely, but what we know is that every dip it should be even higher than the rest. So perhaps some of the people or some investors right now are seeing that the current situation or the uncertainties may pose as a buying opportunity, and they may find that perhaps prices may continue to rise in the long term. So this could be one of the reasons why they are coming in right now. And of course, the other one is that we also want to look at what about the profitability of buying a luxury homes. And what we have done is that we look at URA data, we look at new homes that have been bought and then resold during this period. We match the caveats together, and then after that, we calculate the profit and loss. So for instance, if you bought a home in 2008 and then you resold it in 2011, the same unit, we will match that together, calculate the profit and loss, and then after that, we will take an average for the whole market segment. And that's when we found in the core central region, the gross profit that was made in the past was around $330,000, which is much higher than the gross profit that has been made in the other market segments like this one, in the city fringe and in the mass market segment. What about those people, what is the potential of making a profit if you were to buy during a crisis period? Some people, they believe that perhaps we may be going into a recession soon because of all the uncertainties that is happening. So it's good for us to see what happened to those properties that were bought during the last crisis. And if we, down here, it charts the gross profit that has been generated over the last that means almost the last 10 years. And you can see that those people who bought during the last crisis period in 2008 to 2010, you can see that the gross profit that have been made during that period, around 200,000 to all the way to about 400,000, is still much higher than all other periods that people have bought over the years. So perhaps these people have bought it at the most attractive price. So that's the reason why they were able to generate a very attractive gross profit. And perhaps right now, some of the investors already believe that we are into the next, perhaps the next cycle, and maybe this could be an opportunity for them to make healthy profits. So what type of healthy profits are we looking at? If you look at this chart, it shows you the highest profit that has been made over the last 17 years for the luxury market. So the first one down here, St. Thomas Suite, it was bought in first quarter of 2007 and resold at in the third quarter of 2011. And they resold at about $7.7 million with a holding period of 4 to 5 years. And the other units like Nassim Park Residences, Orchard Residences, Marina Bay. So some of these properties were also bought during the last crisis, and they made about $2 million. Okay, so these are some of the units that have made quite healthy profits as they bought some of these super luxury or luxury homes over the last cycle. So in summary, Why are people coming in to buy properties in Singapore? Because we believe that perhaps because of the en bloc cycle, it doesn't come all the time, only 10 to 12 years. And perhaps this is a window opportunity for them to buy, especially the price assets or the trophy assets that they want. And sales volume have remained strong due to pent-up demand. Just now we have mentioned before the last en bloc cycle, there was a hiatus where there were not many luxury home launches. So this could be a reason why many of these people are coming to the market, including Singaporeans who are here to pick up units. Some of them are in very good locations, near MRT station, freehold projects, and very nice buildings, developments. So this could be one of the reasons, and the lack of supply as well. And then the other one is that we believe that foreigners may continue to return to Singapore after border controls are lifted. And the next point, current supply will increase in the short term, but is projected to fall drastically, as we have just now shared in the chart earlier. And this may drive up prices. So they believe that it's better to buy now than wait later. And another one could be the high rental potential due to the steady stock that is in the market. Of course, a high potential for capital appreciation and high probability of making profits during a crisis. Okay. So of course, last but not least, why Singapore? Because there are many reasons. Most competitive economy, we are one of the safest country in the world, ease of business. People, I think even expats who are here in Singapore, they say that it's better to bring up their children here than their own countries. So there are many reasons for why people are coming into Singapore. But I think despite all the uncertainties that is happening in the market right now, one thing about property investment is that we must always remember when we buy properties is for the long run. We have to keep it for a few years, for if we want to see healthy capital appreciation. So whatever the situation is right now, if you think that Singapore is the place to park your money, then perhaps this might be one of the golden opportunity to come